When things get hard, that's the reason that we're going to continue on, is the why. A lot of us, it's our family, right? It's what we're doing to spend more time with them, or to get closer with them, or go on vacation with them, or whatever it is. It's an important thing to think about when you figure out what the mindset needs to be behind it, so that you know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. Welcome back to the Free from Wall Street podcast. I'm excited to talk to you today about mindset. We've been talking a lot about the ins and outs of investing, different alternative investments, why we're doing real estate, why, 120 units that we just closed, 84 units that we just closed, building a self-storage facility. That is all very intricate details that follow the foundation that's most important of all, which is the mindset. And what I mean by mindset is, are you growing? Are you outside of your comfort zone? Are we doing the things that are taking us to the next level? Because, one of my favorite quotes is, a comfort zone is a nice place to live, but nothing ever grows there. All these quotes, right? Your greatest successes are found just outside of your comfort zone. And there's a million of them, right, about what the mindset needs to be to grow and to expand and to reach further into the next chapter of your life. And, when we started the business 12 years ago, we found out that a lot of people didn't have the same core value that we did of a growth mindset. In fact, we found that a lot of people haven't really grown since they left college. So one of the interview questions that we used to ask when we ran our fix and flip business was, what was the last book that you read? And I was overwhelmingly shocked at how many people did not have a recent book that they read or podcast that they were listening to. There just wasn't that desire to learn and to grow and to just be better all the time. And internally, we had that, and I thought that was kind of the normal perspective. It turns out that it's not. So congratulations, if you're even listening to this podcast, you're far ahead of where a lot of people are in terms of that growth mentality. And this is something that we have fostered and grown over the years internally as well. So we have 5 core values. Growth is one of them, and we do things within the business all the time to make sure that we are carving out time for growth, team growth, business growth, personal growth, all of these things, spiritual growth. And it's a lifestyle, right? And as you start to have that growth mindset, things get opened up to you. The possibilities start to become bigger for you. Go back 10, 12 years ago when we started this business, we certainly didn't think that we would be purchasing $150 million worth of real estate. But that was the evolution. We kept growing, wanted to get to the next level. What did we want? There's a great, so if you Google the 7 stages of why, it's a great exercise to take yourself through the first level. Like, okay, why do I want to invest in real estate? Well, I want to make more money. Okay, why do you want to make more money? I want to make more money so that I can pay off my debts. Well, why do you want to pay off your debts? Well, I want to pay off my debts so I can spend more time with my kids. Why do you want to spend more time with your kids, right? So there's 7 layers of this, and really it's just peeling back the onion of what is your why. It's an important exercise to do. If you haven't done it with yourself, do it with yourself. If you have not done it with your family, do it with your family, right? Like, figure out what your core values are and your mindset is for your family and what that's supposed to look like, and then go through the why. Until you have a why, the how is kind of irrelevant, right? Because there's a million books on how to build a business. There's a million books on how to do this, but until we figure out what the why is internally, that's really what drives us, right? That's what drives the day-to-day. When things get hard, that's the reason that we're going to continue on, is the why. A lot of us, it's our family, right? It's what we're doing to spend more time with them, or to get closer with them, or go on vacation with them, or whatever it is. It's an important thing to think about when you figure out what the mindset needs to be behind it so that you know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. So, free from Wall Street, right? We're talking, everybody's trained to go to school, get a good job, invest in the stock market, mutual funds, and then retire and take that money back out of your 401k so that you could live until you're dead, right? Until retirement is over. We don't ascribe to that ideal. We ascribe to a different ideal, which is we get to make our own markets. We get to make our own decisions about our finances. We don't need to invest in Wall Street. We need to be able to understand what it is that we're investing in. We like to see it. We like to touch it. We like to feel it. And we like to know the people that we're investing with. So, in terms of the growth, right? It's stepping outside of your comfort zone. You've only been taught that this is the one way to do it. That's how we were taught too. When we first started flipping houses, we were outside of our comfort zone. We didn't know if it would work, right? Frankly, we just didn't know if we could make it work. Now, we had the tenacity. We thought we could, right? We had a bunch of good ideas. Our business plan looked pretty solid, but we didn't know. So it was outside of our comfort zone. What I knew was that I could go get a sales job almost anywhere out of college and make six figures. And that was the safe option. We didn't want to take the safe option. We wanted to take a calculated risk option. We wanted to bank on ourselves, and we wanted to reap the rewards of that. I can't tell you how many investors that I have in our business right now that, of course they were hesitant. They did a lot of research. We had a bunch of conversations in the beginning before they made their first investment, if it was their first investment into real estate. And, I remember one client specifically, he said, I can't tell my brothers about this because, he's a financial planner and he doesn't understand this stuff. And, he says that I shouldn't be doing this. And he's been with us for years now. He's very happy. He's still pitching it to his brothers. They haven't joined us yet. But, the point is that it feels like there's some risk. I was listening to another podcast the other day, Brian Buffini, and he was talking about homeostasis and how the state of not growing and not going backwards is called homeostasis. Now, the problem with homeostasis is that we do it with our minds, we do it with our bodies, and homeostasis sometimes is good for you, but sometimes it's bad. So he relates this to the Shawshank Redemption. I'm sure you guys have seen it. The Shawshank Redemption. The old guy who used to carry around the bird, who was the librarian, Brooks, I think his name was. He was institutionalized for 53 years, and then he got released, and he ended up killing himself, right, within like the first couple of months of leaving because he was institutionalized. His homeostasis, right, his perfect set of being was in jail, in prison. It was the same thing day in, day out. It was his routine. He got used to it. And we do that ourselves. Now, prison is not a good place, right? For all of us that have freedom and we're doing all, we look at prison and we're like, how would you want to stay there? But after 53 years, that level of homeostasis comes in, and that's where your mindset stays. So you can't grow out of it. And when you get shoved out of it, you literally freak out. This is the same thing with your mindset when it comes to weightlifting, right? When you go into the gym, or when you're eating well, or if you're not eating well. I mean, think of any habits that you have. The reason that you continue to do them is because of a set homeostasis, meaning you have the same thing happening all the time. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And we have to recognize these things from a 30,000 foot view. Like, is this serving me or is this bad for me? And, when it comes to finances, I recognize that going to school, getting a good job, and making $100,000 a year was not going to be good for me. It was going to leave me wanting more, believing that I could have achieved more, but also not putting myself out there, not doing those things. But it was safe, right? I could pay my bills. I could get a decent mortgage. I can, pay the month to month. Not sure how well I would have retired, right, doing that. But it's outside of your comfort zone is my point. And that level of homeostasis where it's like, I'll just keep doing what I've always done will get you what you've always gotten. And there's a lot of books on mindset. There's a lot of growth podcasts. There's a lot of those things. I encourage you guys, if you're not doing this already, that your investing journey is not just about your real estate knowledge. It's not just about understanding what the real estate markets do, what these different demographics and geographic areas are about. It's more about a journey within yourself too, right? How are you growing to the next level? Are you learning the real estate terms, and are you growing yourself as well, right? Just don't bury yourself in just podcasts that are talking about, you know, what the internal rate of return is or how a cap rate is calculated. Figure out what's going on with your own personal growth too. What are you doing to stretch yourself? And investing might be a piece of that, but what else are you doing to stretch yourself? I mean, we're constantly doing things internally. We just had a meeting this morning with Lighthouse, our asset management, property management team member, and they're our partners in these deals. And we just said, hey, we need to carve out time in January. We're going to take 3 days off, and we're going to do an EOS implementation. That's the Entrepreneur Operating System. If you've read Traction, you read Rocket Fuel, we've implemented this into our business years ago. And now we're going down to Atlanta, and we're going to sit with them. And we're going to lock ourselves in a room for a couple of days, and we're going to implement this system across the board because, we're a vertically integrated company. We need to be operating on the same systems and processes, but it's outside of our comfort zone. They've been operating this business for a long time. They have 28,000 units of management experience. Why would they change now? And when we started doing it too, we had the blueprint, right, of what it would look like to be a successful company. Why would we change now? Well, the reason you would change now is so you could get better, so you can become more efficient, more effective, how you can provide better returns, how you can just be more efficient in your business. And that's what we're doing. So we're taking a time out before we close another deal. We're getting under contract, it looks like, on another couple of projects here. But before we close another deal, we are going to make sure that we're building on a strong foundation. We are doing the personal growth things, the business growth things that are required to continue to scale this business to where we want it to go. And we want to be better for ourselves. We want to be better for our families. We want to be better for our investors. And the way that you do that is by carving out time to make sure that you're evaluating what you're doing and you're doing the right types of things to make sure that you're winning. John Maxwell says, experience is not the best teacher. Evaluated experience is. So you can go through all of these experiences in your life, but if you're not evaluating them, right? The SEALs call this a debrief. You can hear them talk about this a lot too. After you go through an experience, if you're not debriefing with your team, if you're not getting together, taking a time out and assessing and evaluating what you learned, what can I do better next time? What did we do wrong here? What can we do different next time? All of those things are growth mindset issues, right? If you've ever seen somebody go through a tragedy or go through something that was painful in their lives and they didn't grow from it, they didn't learn from it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you have the time you have to make the time to carve out so that you can evaluate that experience. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What do I do different next time? And that evaluation is really wisdom instilling, because you can take a breath. You're not going through the panic of it anymore. You're not going through the emotion of it anymore. And you can evaluate what happens, right? These challenges that you're going through are teachable moments. The Bible says in James 1:2, count every trial as blessing. Well, those trials can't be blessings if you're not evaluating them and taking wisdom from them, right? So that's, again, just this mindset of growth outside of our comfort zone. That's okay. For us, it's great because we have a lot of mentors around us, right? We're surrounding ourselves with the people, and this is, another point that we want to make today is, are you surrounding yourself with the people that are pulling you outside of your comfort zone, right? One of my favorite quotes is, you're the sum total of the 5 people that you hang around, or the average of the 5 people that hang around all the time. And so who are you around? Who are you? Do you have people that are talking about money? That are talking about finances? I used to have a lot of friends that would not talk about finances because it was taboo, and we all grew up the same way. The difference is I didn't understand why that was taboo and why we shouldn't talk about it. If money is a necessity and it's a tool to use to get to the next level of life and to be able to give yourself some different opportunities in life, then why wouldn't we be talking about it? And why wouldn't I be talking about it with people that have it, that have learned how to make it, keep it, grow it, and then pass it on? And, so those people, fortunately or unfortunately, over the years, they kind of fade into the background because I'm starting to, we started to glean to people that were at the place that we wanted to go. So if you're not there yet, that's okay. Attach yourself to people that started where you were at and now are somewhere else. So it's an important mindset as well, that you only have a certain amount of time on this earth. Are you spending it with the people that are edifying you, or are you spending it with people that are taking withdrawals from you, right? There's two types of people that make deposits and people that make withdrawals. Are you around the people that are making deposits into you, or are you around the people that are making withdrawals? It's really important because those people help frame your mindset, and that mindset is what you're going to do so that you can take action into where you want to go. So I'm going to post a couple of these quotes, that we have, that we always kind of look at when we're doing our business, when we're talking to our teams. We're always encouraging our team to grow and fail, and make sure that if we fail, we talk about the failure and how we're learning from it. Because failure, what's the quote? Failure doesn't happen when you fail. It happens when you quit, or something to that effect, right? We're not afraid to fail. We're afraid to not try. So we want to get outside of our comfort zone. We want to talk about how we're doing that. We want to encourage our team members, and we want to encourage you to do the same thing. Because without that growth mindset, you're going to stay exactly where you're at, and you're going to get what you've always gotten. And that's where we were at as well. So we decided to burn the boats and say, we're going to go on this journey ourselves. You can see in my background here, right? You have all the books that we're reading or that we have read. And when I graduated college, I didn't read a book for years. I barely read the books that I was assigned in college, right? Even though we paid for them. It wasn't until probably 5 or 6 years ago that I got into this growth mindset. I really had a yearning to learn. I wanted to be better. I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn things that I didn't know about. And that year, I probably read 30 books. And at the height of my reading, I was probably reading a book a week. I have 3 little kids now, so I'm not doing that much reading, but I do spend at least a half hour every day listening to or reading a book. And that helps continue to grow you, because you're always being pulled into this new level of knowledge, this new level of thinking. And when you start to get around people that are doing and achieving the things that you wanted to do and achieve, you'll find that they're doing the same things, right? They're reading, they're doing these things that nobody else has heard about. Investing with whole life insurance policies, investing in small businesses, buying real estate. It's actually pretty common denominator once you get to a certain level of who the people are that are surrounding you. So masterminds, we're big fans of masterminds. We're in a few right now. And that's just getting around the people every couple of months or every couple of weeks. It depends. If you're doing Zoom calls, we do them once a week. If you're getting around people, it's every quarter, not with COVID, of course, but, and you're talking to people that are thinking about the same things that you are thinking about, right? And are looking to achieve the same things that you are looking to achieve. And those conversations go very easy, right? If you ever tried to bring up how to make $1 million at Thanksgiving, you're going to have some people there. You're going to have other people that don't want to talk about it, right? In these masterminds, what you're paying for is a group of peers that are going to be thinking and talking about the same things that you want to think and talk about. So very cool. We love talking about mindset. If you guys are interested in these types of conversations, feel free to reach out to us. We have a bunch of book recommendations. Nothing changes unless you do, right? And that's the thought that we're going to leave you with today. We hope that you find this stuff helpful and encouraging. We encourage you to go out, find your tribe, find the people that are doing what you want to do. For forget the naysayers, right? Just run full speed towards the people that are ready, willing, and able to embrace you with open arms because they've been there, right? We are those people. We started this business with literally a bootstrap, and now we have grown this company to what I think is just the beginning, $100 million under management, and it's possible for you too. But it all starts with the foundation of your mind, right? The Bible says, "So a man thinks, he is." Henry Ford had another quote: "Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right." And as cliche as it may sound, it is really an important part. It is the foundational part of what your future will look like. So thanks so much for listening, tuning in again. I hope to catch you guys on the next episode. If you haven't done so, go to integrityhg.com, hit us up, schedule an appointment to chat with us. We're always looking to meet with you guys and hear what you have to say. Love to hear your thoughts, what your goals are, how we can help you achieve them.